Hello and welcome to the Antiquarian Outlook for week 29 of 2026, starting July 13th. I'm Spencer W. Stuart, Collections Advisor. For more information on my collection advisory services, follow the links below. But on to last week's results. Tuesday, Bonhams had Photographs Now, the Collector's Edition, an online sale. There were 267 lots offered, of which 222 sold, making for an 83% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was Lot 59, Frank Worth's portfolio Marilyn Monroe, with images from 1953 to 58, published in 2009. Estimates were set at $70,000 and $90,000 US, realizing just above $83,000. A buy-in of note, Lot 18, Campos Pons photograph Untitled Red Composition from Los Caminos, done in 1997. Estimates were set at $10,000 to $15,000 US. A lot that exceeded expectation was 108, Watkins Devil's Gate and the Weber River, Weber Canyon, Utah, 1873. Estimates were set at $3,000 to $5,000 US, realizing just below $20,500 US. Next sale, Bukowski's in Sweden had Christo and Jean-Claude. There were 12 lots offered, of which 11 sold, making for a 92% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 959. This offset print for the wall, a project for the Gasometer Obenhausen. Bidding was set to start at 6,000 Swedish kroners, realizing just above 17,000, the equivalent of $1,800 US. A lot that exceeded expectation was 963, an offset lithograph for the Gates, Central Park, New York City, 1979 through to 2005. Bidding was set to start at 5,000 Swedish kroners, realizing 11.5, the equivalent of $1,200 US. On to Wednesday, Bellman's Auctioneers had printed books, maps, and manuscripts. There were 196 lots offered, of which 167 sold, making for an 85% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 728, Churchill's The Second World War, in 6 volumes, published between 1948 and 54, a presentation copy. Estimates were set at £5,000 to £8,000, realizing $8,400. A buy-in of note, lot 635, Fremont's Report on Exploring Expedition to the Rocky Mountains in the year 1842. Estimates were set at £3,000 to £5,000. As well as lot 731, Churchill's The First Collected Works of Sir Winston Churchill, the Centenary Limited Edition, published between 1973 and 76, in 38 volumes. Estimates are set at £3,000 to £5,000. Next sale, Forum Auctions had 10th Anniversary Fine Print Sale. There were 219 lots offered, of which 172 sold, making for a 78.5% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 95, Warhol's Orangutan from Endangered Species, a screen print done in 1983. Estimates were set at £100,000 to £150,000, realizing $92,000. A buy-in of note, lot 96, Warhol again, Shoes, a screen print from 1980. Estimates were set at $80,000 to $120,000. Next sale, Sotheby's had History of Science and Technology. There were 55 lots offered, of which 1 sold, making for a 1% sell-through rate. The highest price realized was lot 48, an Apple computer setup sealed in original packaging. Estimates were set at $6,000 to $9,000 US, realizing just below $36,000 US. Buy-in of note, lot 53, Dr. Greg's collaboration with Dr. Brian Edwards, Self-Reflection. Estimates were set at $800,000 to $1.2 million US. Next sale, Bonhams had Travel and Exploration, including the Roger Ward Photography Collection. There were 211 lots offered, of which 179 sold, making for an 85% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 120, a series of 3 manuscript journals kept by Ninnis prior to and during the Mawson's Australasian Antarctic Expedition of 1911. Estimates were set at £30,000 to £50,000, realizing just below $36,000. A buy-in of note, lot 3, Blau's Atlas, a first edition in Spanish, published between 1659 and 1662. Estimates were set at $180,000 to £220,000. Next sale, Purcell Auctioneers had a book sale. There were 564 lots offered, of which 455 sold, making for an 81% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 182, an important Irish manuscript book compiled by Matthew Moore Graham in 1835. The highest bidder was €20,000. Next sale, RR Auctions had Fine Autographs and Artifacts. There were 423 lots offered, of which 341 sold, making for an 81% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 176, an Apple computer check signed by Steve Jobs, July 4, 1976. Bidding was set to start at $25,000 US. realizing just above 66,500. A lot that exceeded expectation was 218. Beaumarchais' account detailing his personal finances of Baron von Steuben's 1777 voyage to America. Bidding was set to start at $3,000 US, realizing just below 65,500. On to Thursday, Forum Auctions had 10th anniversary fine books and manuscript sale. There were 319 lots offered, of which 244 sold, making for a 76% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 260. William Epps's A Collection of All the Grand Matches of Cricket from 1771 to 1791. Estimates were set at £100,000 to £150,000, realizing $77,000. A buy-in of note, lot 265. A Praying Mantis-style Kung Fu book, owned and annotated by Bruce Lee. Estimates were set at £50,000 to £70,000. Next sale, Chiswick Auctions had Photographica. There were 463 lots offered, of which 361 sold, making for a 78% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 51. Bonfils, Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, and Greece. A pair of albums from 1870 through to 1890. Estimates were set at £800 to £1,200, realizing $3,780. Buy-in of note, lot 51. Cromolini's Portraits of German Actors from 1865, a group of 26 carte visites. Estimates were set at £500 to £700. Next sale, Thomson Ruddock Auctioneers had Books Part 1 from the library of the Monreith House. There were 310 lots offered, of which 305 sold, making for a 98% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 210, Spence's translation of the Republic in 10 books, published in 1763. Highest bidder was £6,500. Buy-in of note, lot 222, a 1649 publication of Salmasius. Estimates set at £300 to £500. On to Friday, Freeman's had Books and Early Photography, including selections from the Larry Ness collection. There were 431 lots offered, of which 396 sold, making for a 92% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was lot 30, a mammoth album in print of The Last Spike, done by Thomas Hill in 1881. Estimates are set at $300 to $500 US, realizing just below $18,000. A buy-in of note, lot 23, a large archive of album and prints depicting various landmarks in the Yosemite Valley by George Fisk. Estimates were set at $3,000 to $5,000 US. In the news, registration remains open for the webinar Collecting Insights at the Expanding and Legacy levels. As always, registrants receive a complimentary copy of Contemporary Issues and Rare Books and Manuscript Collecting. If you have any questions about the course content or which sessions may suit you best, please get in touch with us directly. Well, that's been the week from here. What did you think of last week's results? Anything surprise you? Anything you had your eye on? Please make sure to put some comments below and we'll keep the conversation going. Remember, if you want to stay up to date, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on your notifications, and let others know about this program. For a hyperlink list of next week's auctions we have an eye on, please also get in touch with us directly. The Antiquarian Outlook is totally independent. Its producers do not hold inventory, nor do they represent any consignments or acquisitions mentioned. Thanks again for tuning in, all for now, and we'll see you next week.